Realistic Productions. What's good, my brother?
Yes, indeed. There we go. Say something.
Yo, check.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. All right, now we can rock out.
Let's go.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of UnQuantized Podcast, the #1 producer podcast anywhere on the internet, which, in case you did not know, is a planet within itself.
Very much facts. And if you didn't know, Jeff Bezos is taking a trip there at the end of this month.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Bro, that's a wild. 2021 is kind of wild, bro. Oh, I just definitely knocked down my light. Okay.
So what is young Jeff going to space for?
It's his childhood dream. So him and his brother. Yeah. Childhood dream. Him and his brother wants to do it.
So real quick, what is the dollar amount where you can live out your childhood dreams and also force the public to bear witness or be a part of it? Because between him going to space and Elon Musk getting the right of way to dig tunnels through cities and also be shooting stuff into space, like how much money do you have to have before everyone's like, oh yes, just living out his childhood dream, so we got to convert our whole city?
Bro, I feel like space is kind of like how Teslas are. It's like, I don't want this version of space yet. We ain't got it down yet. You know what I mean? I need like 2062 space. You know what I mean? Well, we done got a little practice. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Bro, I'm not going to space. But enough of that. Shout out to Spacesuit, by the way. Shout out to Spacesuit. Man, listen, I can't guarantee that this is going to be a full-length episode. It's kind of a whole bunch of things going on in the works. So I'm saying all that to say, if you have a question, don't be shy till the end of the show. Make sure that you ask it early. So before we get into topics, if there's anybody in here who wants to volunteer for a task for soundoracle.net, let me know. Here's the thing. Here's what's going to make it enticing. A lot of people in here don't know exactly what to post as far as content, or they don't have a lot of regular content on the Instagram page. And as we all know, consistency is what grows your audience, right? So this task will serve as double. Of course, it will help out soundoracle.net, but you could also use this content for your own Instagram or your own Twitter or whatever, and it will actually give you content to post. So we wrote it down. It's real easy to do, exactly how to do it. And it's kind of like a tutorial on how to get certain content for your own page that you can have something consistent to post. So, it helps us and it helps you. If anybody is interested in hearing more about what this task is, just DM me after the show.
Yes, sir.
Man. So now let's get into something real quick. After the last show, there was a big fight. There was a huge fight, and as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, there was one clear winner. Do you know what fight I'm talking about?
The guy who knocked down Chad Ochocinco?
No.
Okay.
Talking about the fight between me and nature. And the clear winner was nature. Let me tell you, what happened. Real quick. I forgot what day it was. I'm doing my little daily walk, whatever. I'm just out walking. And as I'm walking, I feel something crawling on my neck, right? Some type of bug, something. I don't know what it was. It's back here. I couldn't see it. Between the time I touched it to brush it off my neck and the time I threw it into the street, that joint emptied the clip into my neck, bro.
Ricky!
I mean, the whole clip. I don't even know what it was on me. I don't know if I got bit, if I got stung, if it was a wasp, a bee, a wasp. I don't know what it was, bro. Whatever it was, man, it emptied the clip into my neck, and my neck was swole, son.
Dang, bro.
Let me tell you, he got me so good. When the junk stung me or bit me or whatever, it linked me. Homie lean.
You hit the young girl? Not the young girl, not the shoulder lean.
Man, did I? Fat Joe, Young Dro, all that. It was so bad. I'm about a half mile away from the crib. I immediately was like, I should probably walk back to the house because this don't feel normal.
Oh man.
And I walked home like this. I don't even know why I was like this. It wasn't doing anything. But yeah, that's just what my body told me to do. So yeah, shout out to whatever mysterious flying monster got me on the neck.
Had Oracle hitting the thriller.
Slim, I was done, bro. I was super done. That joint caught me. It caught me in the neck real good. So shout out to you, Nature. One for you. Nature 1, Oracle 0.
Nintendo says you got to spray that deep.
Man, this joint, that joint was deep proof. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I didn't even see it, but that joint felt like a grown man just Friday the 13th me right in my neck like 8 times in 2 seconds.
That joint had one of them G-Unit wife beaters.
It did, yeah. It did. It was crazy. That joint had on a deep proof vest, so I wasn't even alien insects.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't even think alien insects want to know no part of what this was. But yeah, so enough about that, man. I'm here. I'm okay, and my neck is back to being a regular size. You know what I mean?
My dog is back.
Yeah. So why also before we actually no, we have a good question. Off the rip. We have a good question. What is a necessary tool in a setup that's highly important, but people don't think of it immediately?
Ooh.
If I had to go off the top, I'm gonna say your chair. If you think about it, it doesn't make music, it's not a controller, but it does control the amount of time that you're going to be sitting there making music. Because if you have an uncomfortable chair, you're going to be getting up frequently, or your sessions or whatever are going to be cut super short.
Right.
So I mean, it's not the sexiest piece of equipment or whatever, but it's often overlooked. Yo, spam the hearts in here if you have an uncomfortable chair in your studio. We might have to fix that for somebody who has an uncomfortable chair. But I do know, since getting a comfortable chair, those sessions last a lot longer, bro. That is a fact.
Yo, it just sounded like Thor just showed up in my backyard. So
yeah, it's real outside.
It's real outside. I'm trying to think what my answer was to that. Oh, you know what mine is? Is the laser lights. Because if your vibe ain't right making beats, then you're gonna be off, man. And for some reason, bro, the white remote with the little rainbow buttons on it, you know what I mean? Them lights hit different, man. There's something about it. Your drums, it makes your drums hit just like extra crispy, you know what I mean? It just adds that little,
fire. You are absolutely right.
True statement. Science.
Nah, that's a good point, bro. Yeah. That's a good point. Love the tips you guys provide. Hey, man, we appreciate you. Rush. Yes.
What? You. Great person.
Man, y'all don't make it easy. Love y'all, but y'all do not make it easy at all. But I will say this, yeah, your chair is important, because in the question they said, what's the piece of equipment that people don't think about? People always think about, computers and gear and plugins and all that type of stuff. But your accessories govern how much time you spend on all of that stuff. So if you want to stay with the sexy stuff longer, get comfortable, get ergonomic. You know what I'm saying? Get you some nice stands, raise some stuff up to eye level if you really need to. If you need some help on what stands to get, I'll send you a list. Because, bruh, I'm the stand man. I just found a new dope stand. I bought 4 of them joints.
Dear Stan.
Dear Stan. Exactly.
That was funny. That was a good callback.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So feel free to jump in anytime you see some good questions.
Okay, cool. So Boots and Cat says, what do you think will be accessible to musicians in the future? Like space will be accessible to everyone.
Definitely the virtual studio stuff. A lot of VR, a lot of no need for physical equipment. And I think, Trizza, we talked about that the other day or sometime last week. That'll be accessible. AI, sound like Common in that Windows commercial, but AI will be accessible to producers in the future too. And people look at AI kind of like replacing, anytime you mention AI, whatever the AI is for, people think of that job being replaced. But I look at AI, especially in this instance, as an assistant. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? More of a musical assistant, something to shortcut things that you don't know, like your theory, or just time or mixing or, just certain things. I think it'll bridge the gap between your current position and where you really want to be. And I'm looking forward to that personally.
Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Young Beats Music. He says, I hit my goal of 10K followers this month. Hey, shout out to that, bro.
Young swipe ups.
Young swiper, no swiping.
Man,
Bro.
I don't know about you, but when I hit 10K, everything was swipe up.
Yeah, that swipe up is different, bro. It's one of them things that you don't think it's like as necessary as it is, but that thing hit different.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, man. So shout out to you, bro. Congratulations. Hold on, we give you some round of applause.
Sir.
We got to celebrate our members. And speaking of celebrating things, here's another win. I'm going to say it's a win for Team Sound Oracle, but more importantly, it's a win for Young Realistic. He was involved with the mixing on the Skyzoo's newest album.
Oh, dope.
And it cracked number 3 on the charts today.
Hey.
Spam them hearts for my guy.
He going crazy,
congratulations,
bro.
Brother.
Yes, sir. And, he got to Atlanta and just went crazy. He's like, all right, bro, it's my time.
Dog. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. Shout out to young AJ Amon Jackson as well. They're the dynamic duo.
Oh yeah, going crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to them, man. Number 3 on the charts. That ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
It's
fire. The resume is looking a little brolic, man. A little Dragon Ball Z, a little Broly. You know what I mean?
Man, listen. As they say in the hood, when you accomplish something, we did it. Man, we did it. Yeah, man. So shout out to my guy, Realistic.
So we got a question from Ray Bands 12. He says, any tips for recording R&B vocals and making R&B beats?
Yeah, I got 2 off the rip, and I'm sure Trizza got some as well. The first one, mixing. So with hip hop, there's such thing as hip hop with bad mixes, and it's a style. Like you could argue Madlib, J Dilla, that type of thing. It's kind of like a bad mix, good. You never heard R&B where that was a style. R&B is always pristinely mixed.
Thanks.
So the clarity and the mixing on R&B is very important. Here's where I would probably plug the art of vocal mixing at soundoracle.net. Get it if you don't have it already. But mixing is very important. I would also say chord selection.
Oh yeah.
And that goes to the second part of the question with making R&B beats. There's certain chords that you hear and me like, oh, those are some sweet R&B chords. Like them R&B chords when you hear them. So I would suggest getting familiar with those, maybe even making some MIDI clips of some chord progressions that you could flip real quick. I know Trizza probably got some of those,
Yeah, I do. The anti-B block MIDI bundle, it's like a whole R&B section. You could take those.
Yep. And we got XO R&B too at soundoracle.net. But yeah, so just my 2 quick tips off the top would be those mixes and those chord progressions.
Yeah, and like with the chords, like think about like 7th chords, 9th chords, but it's a balance, man. Because I want to say this is Rance that said it. I saw a clip, and basically he was talking about for every note that you add into that chord progression, that it's not that pop. It takes away from that worldwideness. He phrased it a certain way, but basically, and I've heard that from multiple people, right? Of like, the more notes you put in that chord, it takes it away from its mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So if your goal is to make more of a radio, you don't want to overly chord it. You want to kind of simplify everything. So that's what I think about with R&B is space and then your chording,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Also, here's doing some research over the last week or 2. The most popular R&B songs, I think, in the last decade had a BPM between like 70 and 75, and they were 4 chord progressions, 4 chord progressions outweighed everything else that made it into the top 10.
I feel like that's like that R&B standard. It's like that 4 chord progression. It worked though.
Exactly. And the top key signatures were C and A flat, I believe.
C major?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm going to say minor just to guess, but I remember C and A flat.
Bro, speaking of C minor, dog, I don't know if it's just me, but I have the key that I'm just like comfortable in, right? Mine's a C minor, right? That's just been my go-to key since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, nice. I know that key. Bro, I spent all week, I would go listen to songs and transpose my keyboard and then just practice melodies in C minor, right? So now it's like I'm making beats, bro, and I'm killing melodies, bro, because I feel like now it's like my mind is like hearing where to go. Right. Like, oh, like I remember they went to this note from here. I didn't think about doing that. So now it's like, I feel like I've been going crazy, dog, with beats lately. I probably made in the past like 2 days, maybe 10 beats, maybe more than that.
My ear on that, bro. You've been on a tear, as they say. You've been killing it.
I told Oracle, I feel like, you know, when you see the movies and the artist being there and he just got like, he's smoking hella cigarettes and he just looks stressed out painting, you know what I mean? But it's his masterpiece. That's me right now. It's like,
man, bro, messy all around.
Bro, I'm just like,
everywhere.
Bro, I keep forgetting to eat, bro. But I'm just like, I'm cranking out these beats, bro, and they coming out fire. So I'm like, all right, man, while the getting is good, I'm gonna lean in.
That is life. That is living. When you that forgetting to eat and you just keep going. Oh, that's, I believe Swiss calls that zone.
Thanks.
So let's see who said this. Transposing keys is really dope, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I lost my chat, but how many people actually do that? How many people transpose keys? And if so, like, what is your favorite key signature to work in?
Yeah.
For me, it's E flat. Ironically, I don't know why.
Especially if you're like, it's like if you're like you're not great at like music production. It's like music theory. I want to say it's like it's easier to just focus on one set of scales and learn that really well, and then you can like do the variants and, you know what I mean, move around, and you could learn as many chord progressions in that one thing, and it's easier to combine. And instead of looking at the whole keyboard and it's like, what is it, 12 notes that you gotta try to memorize everything, it simplifies everything.
Facts.
Then you always can just pitch it up and down.
That's a fact. Boots of Cat says transposing keys on the keyboard is an underrated cheat. Bro, I agree. As a matter of fact, I haven't done that in a long time. Thank you for even bringing that up, young Trey.
In the middle of starting the podcast, my light fell and my phone is crooked. I just try to act like nothing happened. Like, oh yeah, we good, nothing happened.
There you go. D minor, hella feels. Hey, can't be mad at you for that. Yeah, I don't know why I chose E flat. It's before I understood theory or anything. I would just do this thing on the keyboard and it made sense, this run. And I kind of got familiarized with it. And then years later, I learned that was just the E flat scale.
It's weird because it's certain people, like I know some people just like the C, the A minor or C major, you know what I mean? All white keys, the all white boys. It's some people who are the all black keys, you know what I mean? And then I know the C minor is like the other one. Those to me are the most common ones. And then from there it kind of fills in.
Yeah. So I like the joint my scale is black, white, black, white, black. So it's a couple white keys in there, but it's mostly black keys.
Bro, I had to buy a new phone, man. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait to try to get it fixed because it should be fine. And it keeps messing up.
Nah, this is dope. It looked like I'm watching a Blair Witch Project. D minor. Yeah, D minor. B minor. Boots Cat says B minor. But for playing the keys, transposing is the hidden cheat sheet. Yeah, that is for sure. That is for sure. E flat is also all black, I think. Yes, it's a couple. It's a couple white keys in there. There's a couple white keys in there.
Quintino says, what does transposing keys mean? So like on a keyboard, you could trick your key. So you could play in C, but you could trick your keyboard to be playing in F or G or whatever. So that way you could use a skill that you're comfortable with playing, but still play around. And dog, I used to be in like a church when I was a kid, and I would see people play so, and some of them knew just they were just talented keyboard players, but I would see them like transposing the keyboard real quick, and then it's like they go crazy, and I'm just like, how are they doing that, bro? And then I realized it's like, yo, you just learn one really well, get comfortable with that, and then transpose up or down. Super easy.
That's a fact. I used to start just do everything in the key I was comfortable with, and then transpose the whole thing afterwards.
Bro, I was so mad at myself because sometimes I'll put like a pitch on my master, and just to hear it in different keys, but it gives like a weird texture. And bro, I was jamming to this beat, and I'm like, man, this sounds crazy. Like, I don't know what effect I put on there, and then I forgot I had the pitch on there on the master, dog. So I'm like, bro, I had to go back and do this whole thing.
Damn, bro. Trezor, congrats on the FF9 placement. You got an FF9 placement?
Did I? I don't think it was me.
Well, maybe Hive Mind can explain to you your placement after the show.
I'll take one. That would be great.
There you go.
Please and thank you.
FF9 is Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah, I know Paul Cabin had one.
Yeah, shout out to Paul too. Yeah. Shout out to Paul. And I'm just gonna shout you out for getting that placement, even though you don't think you got it.
I don't think. Hey, I would love to claim that one, but I don't think this is me.
There you go. Hey, save a spot on FF12 for me, because they ain't stopping.
The one where they going into they going with Jeff Bezos to the space.
There you go. Yeah. I think you just made yourself a producer.
He says, or did I read it wrong? Yeah, it wasn't me, bro. I wish though.
Yeah, well, I can't take them air horns back, so you got to accept those, buddy. I want to know where they go from here with Fast and the Furious, but instead of making that a topic, I did have a where do they go from here thought the other day. Rappers' names. Follow me on this. Rappers started out, there was Grandmaster this, Godfather that. Then it went to, it was even a granddaddy in there. Then it was a Big Daddy, Big such and such. And then it went to Young such and such. Then Little such and such. And now it's 3 babies. Counting the original baby. Yeah. So now it's 3 babies. Where do you go from here, young? Rapper names have the Benjamin Button thing really happening. It's going from older to younger. It's really nowhere else to go. The next thing is going to be like, I don't know, embryo or something like that.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was thinking more in the toddler was like a unclaimed territory. We could claim a bunch of those names and not really, you know what I mean? Bro.
My man, Terrible Twos.
Bro, so I appreciate everybody who shops at the producer kid, right? Everybody who buys tags, don't get it twisted. I appreciate it, right? And a lot of times I don't end up looking at all of them because we have a system. It goes to different people, right? And the vocalist messaged me, and some of these producer names be so wild, bro. And I'm just like, yo, it has to be. We got to talk about this, man, because it's some names where I'm like, bro, it's either like so stereotypical. You ever watch it like in Living Color, and there's like Funky Faker Productions. Yeah, it'd be names either like that, or it'd be like something like problematic, and I'd be like, "Come on, guys, y'all gotta chill, man.
Like, y'all can't even print that anywhere, buddy.
I can't write this on a sheet of paper, bro. Like this." So it'd be wild, bro. The vocalist, she'd be like, "Bro, I'll say it, but but this is wild."
What is it?
Oh, bro, I got a whole list of them. Yeah, it's okay. It's some ones in there where you be like, bro, how?
Got it. I like that. We gotta put out that list one day, like in a secret group.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, we got some rapper names in here. Somebody said Lil Infant, Boots and Cats. I got you. That'd be Infant Tree. Lil Infant Tree. All right. Zygoat the rapper. How about this? Zy the Goat. There it is. Come on, man. Come
on, man.
Concept Sean. We're just gonna take it to the beginning. My man Concept Sean. coming to the mic. Yeah.
Oh man. So right now, a lot of rapper names are acronyms. That is true.
Yeah, true. Facts though.
Ooh, we should just start putting like random like letters and numbers together on some super sci-fi futuristic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be like 3 multiplication quotation mark. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope. Then they're gonna be like, I know Elon Musk baby had an album out.
Elon, he making beats now. You're like, dang.
Facts. Ain't his baby name something like a phone number or something?
That's when you know you rich. Is when you start naming your kids super wild stuff. That's too like much, another. Bro. I want to get that rich to where I have the luxury to name my kid like Orange. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I don't know. I think little birth control. Little 3X. Yeah. I see y'all about to get wild. I like this. Keep them coming. I like that. But yeah, you're right. That's your kid ain't gonna get picked on in school. You just go ahead and name whatever you want. Like I own the school.
Yeah.
My parents own this wing, so
any kid you talk trash, his whole family's fired.
Yep. Make fun of my name. You'll never get another milk at lunch again. I promise you that. Promise you that, buddy.
Let's see. What's the nasty? Well, I don't drink milk, so I know nothing. I was trying to make a milk reference, and I have no clue.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not a milk guy myself.
Let's see. Orange can only fly in private school. Hey, you already know.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. You getting punched in your face anywhere else.
Public school is going down.
Yeah.
You getting all the Kel Mitchell jokes.
Facts. All right. Someone says, what's an old song that you still listen to?
A lot.
All I listen to is old songs. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll be honest with you. All I listen to is old songs. But old hip-hop song, I don't know, anything off Midnight Marauders. That's just a vibe for me. Like a sunset evening type of vibe. And also the song that I listen to the most is super old. It's a jazz song, Enchanted Lady by Milt Jackson. It's like listening to a ride up the coast at sunset. It's a dope song. Don't look to get hyped to it though. It's like a real mellow joint.
I'm trying to think. Q-Tip, a lot of Q-Tip. Far Side, Little Slum Village when I'm feeling emo, you know what I mean?
Oh, come on, bro.
You know what love is, you know what I mean?
Now you killing them.
Come on, man.
Now you bought.
Right, it's wild because people wouldn't think I was super on the super hip hop tip at one point in my life. Like super,
I didn't even know that.
Bruh, yeah. Like I was Slum Village out, bro. Like I was all the way on that side.
Hey man, that's
then the 808s came.
took you away.
Took me away, dog.
They took you away, Slim. What was I listening to? Brilliant Idiots, and they brought up Justin versus Justin.
I'm not mad at that. I like that better than the Usher one.
I'm not mad at that either. Justin versus Justin. Let's see it.
I'm not mad at that one at all. That's actually a great matchup. That's
really good. We're gonna keep going into that. But somebody put Diggable Planets in there. Awesome. That's a great old joint to listen to. And by the way, what's an old song that you all still listen to? As we're talking, go ahead and put it in the chat because I want to know.
Ooh, OJ the Juice Man. Bro, I still listen to OJ Juice Man like it just dropped. Come on, man.
But yo, Justin versus Justin, not mad, bro.
That's a great matchup, bro. Because
that is great.
Because I feel like Timberlake has he's been in the game a lot longer, but he had spots where he kind of took a break. Bieber has been consistent, bro. Bieber been putting out since he came out, he's been dropping records. So their catalogs probably pretty, I don't want to say equal, but it's like a good hit.
Both of them are hefty. Both of them have real hefty catalogs.
I would have to think about like who would win that, but I would enjoy it.
Oh no, I think it depends on personal taste of who would win that.
Yeah, I'm there for that one.
Yeah, I do know one thing. Justin's gonna win for sure.
Yeah, just because I feel like songs like Baby and stuff like that, for some reason, those songs won't carry over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have that nostalgia, I don't think. Maybe I'm too old for that song and it just don't hit me, but it didn't for me, I don't think it would have that nostalgia of like when people heard like SWV songs and it was like that nostalgia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a little different.
Right. Now, Justified. Future Sex love sound. Bruh.
Yeah, that's tough.
Those some tough ones to contend with, bro. I will say that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. Call Swiss up, man.
There it is. I don't have his number.
He said,
Boots and Cat says, do you think vintage gear is overhyped? I don't.
You can't ask over for that.
Yeah, you can't ask me that. No, honestly, I don't think it's overhyped. Now, is it expensive? Yes, it's very expensive. To me, it's like the difference between a steak from Longhorn and a steak from Ruth Chris. Like, both of them are going to be a good steak if you serve them to anybody. They're like, yo, this steak is good, but it just depends on if you want a good steak or you want a super duper great steak. And if you don't care that other people may not notice, it's gonna make stuff better. 100%. It's gonna make stuff sound better and give it a vibe. But will people care? Doesn't really matter. As long if it sounds good, I think it's more for yourself. It's more about what you care about and what your personal standard and your personal style is. Because I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, unless you sound super trash, consumers don't know the difference.
Yeah.
But even with that being said, if I had the choice between vintage gear or analog gear versus newer gear or whatever, I'm still going with the analog stuff just because I know how much better it is and it sounds to me. But you know, the consumer, I don't think notices. Yeah.
And I do think it is like a fad part to it. Like everybody with the SPs and all this and making the video.
It's a culture.
It's like I do think it's that part of it, but I don't think it's overrated because I mean analog gear is great. Like vintage gear is great. It's just, you know, it's just like people who still buy records. You know what I mean? It's like you don't call that overrated or overhyped. This is kind of like it's just a culture, man. It's just a little tuck. People who into that.
100%. I'm still on that. I'm still on that train, man. So yeah, if you can get yourself some vintage gear at any time, and it doesn't even have to be like super expensive stuff. You know, get something to just make your stuff sound, make your digital stuff sound vintage. I'm a big fan of running digital stuff through analog stuff to make it sound a certain way. And it doesn't have to be super high end analog. If you can't afford it, you don't have the budget, man, just get you something real old and then put a little vintage vibe on some of your digital stuff.
Now, let me ask you this, okay? For me, right? Say I wanted to add the little analog, but the easiest way from my Fruity Loops or Ableton analog, simplest way, what would you suggest?
I would suggest getting a old, you can get like a super old tape deck. That'd be like the cheapest way to me. Get an old tape deck or old reel. And even if you don't have any tape, I think a lot of the circuitry and the converters has a lot to do with it. It's times I will just run stuff through the inputs and outputs of like a reel or a tape deck, and it might not even be hitting the tape. And you're still going to notice the difference. But of course, if you hit tape, it's going to give you way more of a difference. But I mean, if you just take that example and then look around for certain stuff, it's plenty of things that you can find that are cost effective that will give you some color and some character to your sound.
So, okay. Yep. Let's see. Havmon says Ozone 9 has a vintage presets for the master.
Okay. And they probably sound super dope. But once again, the consumer's not gonna know.
Yeah.
And they probably sound dope, but I don't know if it's the same. I'm torn between being a person of that culture and a logical person that says, hey, you don't have to go buy $50,000 worth of old school gear to get that sound. But I think I just think I like the authenticity of it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure those presets sound Fire.
Has anybody got any new like effects plugins? I'm looking, bro. I've been going so crazy, bro. I've been nonstop. I haven't made beats like this in a long time where I'm just like nonstop, like
Keep
every
going.
moment. And so I'm just looking for new stuff to experiment with. Like I bought a bunch of plugins, but I'm looking for more effect stuff. So if anybody's seen like bought anything or got something pretty interesting, let me know. Cause
I feel like I bought something the other day, as a matter of fact. I can't remember what it is. But did you check out Vibes? Somebody was in here. I think it was DJ Newmark or somebody that was talking about that Vibes plugin.
No, I haven't.
That joint's all right, bro. It's think RC20, but a bit more stuff. Yeah. So I think I know the types of plugins you're looking for, and that's not necessarily that, but it does give some like color and
Gotcha.
vibe,
Okay.
for lack of a better word.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Young Eyebrow, what up?
We'll see. He said my sound design is weak. All I know is RC20 and Sound Toys.
Hey, you can make it work.
Hey,
use what you got to get what you want.
No, it's people. It was people finessing isotope vinyl for the free ski and made and made guap off of that boy. So hey, man, it's all about how you use it.
By the way, we just put out a top 10 free plugins of 2021 on soundoracle.net. So go to soundoracle.net, hit the blogs and tutorials and check that out.
Fire. Have you tried using guitar pedals? I need to get back on it.
Yeah. Well, have you tried using Guitar Rig to start?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, it is. I do want some cool pedals.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front, bro. I'm just lazy, dog. Like I just don't be wanting to route stuff. I be wanting stuff to be the quickest way, and I'm so used to just being able to like boop 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 that it's just like recording something and re-recording it back. A lot of times I feel like I get out the flow doing all that stuff. So I mean, it's part of me. I just got to get out of being lazy and just spend more time doing it.
True.
I just be working. I be trying to work fast.
Ableton, well, I want to say Ableton makes that easy.
Yeah,
because but
yeah,
it's not so much about Ableton being better than anything else or anything like that. And you can. It's more like the resampling method, and of course you could resample in other DAWs. But I think the thing I'm saying is with Ableton, I'm more in the like resampling is part of the workflow when I'm in Ableton.
Right. No, that makes
sense.
If
you just have something routed, it's the same process as just resampling from track to track, which essentially you are, but it's just a middleman that you can't really detect as far as the workflow goes. When I'm in other stuff, like resampling is more of a extra luxury step.
Gotcha. And I probably need to do more research and like really figure out like a system for it. I ain't gonna. When it comes to stuff like that, I've been lazy because it's like, man, I can use the plugin and get 70% there. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll take it.
Yeah. Somebody said reel to reel or cassette. Either, as long as it has some analog to digital converters and some nice circuitry going on. Either.
Jags. We'll see. Bootsacat says true. We need to invent a better patch bay for smaller musicians. Routing is pretty slow right now, and it kills the vibe. Yeah, that's bro. I get so I have to like stay locked in, and if I stop, then I'll forget where I was going, and then I just like it just like ruins the whole. And I don't want to say this is a downside of Ableton, right? But I do feel like I think the reason why I've been gravitating to FL is because I get distracted less. I feel like Ableton is so great that you could do so many things. I'll experiment almost too much. Like I start trying to do too many things to where in Fruity Loops, I feel like I have to like stay like this. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, it's more, it speaks more to my personality and like how I make beats than Ableton. But that is something that I've noticed where it's like, it's so many options that I just can go off on all these random little tangents to where Fruity Loops, I mean, I'm sure you could do the same thing, but it's not as easy. Like Ableton, I feel like you can just drag something over and it creates this whole thing and you got 20 million max for live joints. And it's just like, I would go off on tangents, just like making an art, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Definitely
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. I can see that. No arguments here. By the way, random tangents, name of the new kit.
I like it.
Random tangents. We on it. We on it right now. Yeah.
Let's see. What's your favorite plugin? What's my favorite plugin I'm using right now?
Are we talking effect or instrument? Look at me, you trying to buy time.
Effects one, bro. I always use volume shaper, cable guys. That's like, bro, I sidechain everything, bro. Like I sidechain like crazy. So it's like it's one of those ones I'm always gonna use. It's just so easy to, and I like their interface. And then instrument wise, I've been using Heat Up 3, man. I've been going crazy with it.
That is it. I ain't gonna lie. For the current instrument plugin, gotta give it up to give it up to Heat Up 3.
Yeah.
You know who has some interesting plugin things going on? That UJam. They have
really?
that. Yeah, they have a collection of plugins that kind of have they're kind of genre based and they have loops in them. Like they just released one called Glory. And no, I don't have an affiliate with them yet, but it's called Glory and it's a trap drum plugin. It has like loops and stuff on keys with the key switching, and it has patterns in it. And when you could trigger a pattern, you could also transpose it. It'll transpose the 808 for you, and it's crazy. Pretty. Yeah, it's pretty fire, man. Like I've had my eye on their plugins for a while. I haven't really used them until last week. That was the thing I bought that I couldn't remember.
Okay.
I actually talked to one of the guys that heads the company probably a year or two ago. I should reach back out. But shout out to them, man. It's pretty dope what they did with that.
What's the name of it again?
Glory by UJam. The letter UJAM. Yeah. Might want to check that out.
Yeah, put that in the notes, cuz I'm over here dying to buy something, bro.
Yeah, well,
let a keyboard drop just look cool. I'm buying it, bro. That's for no reason, dog. I don't need it. I just want to buy something.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Let's see. I feel like we had a question. No, we don't. Actually, we don't. So wait, my favorite effects plugin though. I gotta really think about that. Yo, I don't even know. You said volume shaper already.
Yeah, that's my joint.
That's just something I use on almost everything. Oh, you know what's pretty cool? Sample X is pretty cool. It's kind of one of those vintage sample flavor adder type plugins. I've been kind of rocking with that for a while.
Oh, no. Yeah, I forgot all about that one.
Shout out to those guys. They feature me on their website too, on their product website. Yeah. But yeah, that joint is pretty crazy.
Young Ponzu, what up, bro? He says, I just picked up the Artura FX2 bundle as well as the Acoustica Mike Dean plugin. All of fire. Oh, I didn't even know he had a joint.
Me either. Gotta write that down. Gotta write that down. Mike Dean out here in the plugin game? How's that not like some of the biggest news ever?
You're right.
Why am I just now hearing about this?
And I feel like if anybody's gonna make a plugin or something and it's gonna get it right, it's gonna be him. He's one of the people that's got that balance of like, I could talk super technical, and then I also can speak to anybody on the street and make them understand what this is. And like, you know what I mean? He gets that balance.
Facts. And smoke 10 blunts at the same time.
That is facts. And he was the keyboard player for Selena, which is the hardest thing ever. And I'm still like not over that.
That is true. Any producer, Ghetto Boys, and just about everybody else. He's one of the most versatile producers ever in the game, and also has one of the longest successful producer careers ever, bro.
That's
ever.
Nice.
If you think about the Ghetto Boys stuff, that was probably like what, early 90s or something.
He's like the Vince Carter of like making beats. It's like, yeah, he's still dunking, bro. Like he's still out here, bro.
Facts. Yeah, a lot can be said for versatility. I encourage everybody to be as versatile as possible. Like everybody has their favorite genre and favorite things that they do. But if you're a younger person, I say explore versatility, because the older you get, you start to get stuck in your ways in a lot of things in life. But if you have that background of being versatile, even if you do get stuck, you're stuck, but you have the knowledge of doing a whole bunch of different things and being versatile, and that always helps. I mean, come on, Ghetto Boys to Selena.
Yeah, that's wild. To Travis Scott.
Think about that. To Travis Scott, to Kanye.
Yeah, that's wild,
bro. That's outrageous. Speaking of versatility, real quick, or versatility, I got that off. Trina versus Eve.
Ooh.
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I was thinking about versatility, and in that battle, I don't know who's going to win. I really don't have a dog in the fight, but Eve has versatility. And the reason why I say she has versatility is because the way she came in the game, you know, sometimes you come in the game, you over here with this type of people, and you come over here with a total different type of people, and then over here with your own. Think about it. I think the first time anybody heard Eve was on the Roots joint, right? It's probably. Yeah. So you go from the Roots to Rough Riders.
That is very totally true. Different. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and then from there, I mean, you know, and she did some pop Gwen Stefani stuff during that time too. And you know, you could argue the theme song to her TV show. That's kind of TV type stuff.
That's true.
But Eve is a versatile artist. That just came to my mind. It has nothing to do with anything except versatility. But I don't know. She might win that because I think Trina songs, although they're dope, they're gonna all sound like one type of thing.
Yeah, Trina makes a lot of songs that you don't want to listen to in front of your family members. Like your auntie be in the room, you're like, yeah, I don't want to. Don't sing. Yeah, I don't want you. I don't want this song playing at all. Yeah.
Yo, as a dude, can you pull up to a light with your window down, blasting the Trina song?
No, bro, but it's weird because I'm the dude to be playing like I be playing pop records like it's like bro, I be playing house music like it's like the hood, bro, without care. But something about Trina, it just don't. I don't know, man. For me, I can't do it.
Yeah, nah, I'm cool. Yeah. Some of them lyrics are gonna be overly suggestive, and I'm not. You listen to those lyrics, do you look over who's driving the car? You're like,
yeah, I couldn't do it, bro.
Yo, what make what do who? What?
I would rather bump Britney Spears than the Trina.
Yeah, I can't pull up blasting Areola rap. They're gonna look at me crazy. Yeah. But anyway, shout out to Trina and Eve.
See, man, I heard "Let Me Blow My Mind" yesterday. Yeah, that Scott Storch, man, iconic beat, man.
Facts, simple, and just dope. That was one of the dopest. That's one of the dopest beats. Maybe a top 50.
Crazy. Okay, so this question, hold on, let me find it. It's related to that. Okay, so it says 3.beat says Trizza, since you're heavy in beat production mode, how many elements to a track do you shoot for to sound full but not too busy, right? And so, bro, I had all this time away from making beats, right? So even though I wasn't making beats, I was thinking about like what would I do different. And I've been, you know, I document a bunch of stuff, and so you know, this whole time I've just been thinking about stuff, and then I've been studying for the past like 2-3 weeks of just like all the producers who I love, right? What do I love about them, right? And a lot of them is that they make really complex, simple beats. Like Little John makes a beat and it's simple because it's 3 notes, but it's complex at the same time, right? And so that's been my goal. All these past 2 weeks, all I've been trying to do is make ignorantly simple beats, but still keep them interesting and like complex in a way. And bro, it's not, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's a process, bro. Like I've been spending more time with a beat that's like 3 notes and trying to get it right, because it's like those 3 notes, everything has such impact. You get what I'm saying?
Everything counts.
You got to get them 3 notes right. You got to get the sound selection right. You got to get the melody right. Like everything has got to like be important. So instead of, I felt like at certain points I would just be doing stuff because it sounded cool. Like now I'm like, all right, Dr. Dre is going to have iconic melody here, and I'll just sit, bro. I've been like, I'll make one part and then I'll just sit and I just keep trying, and it's like, okay, this is perfect. Like right before the podcast, bro, I was making this idea. I text Oracle, said, yo, where does this sound come from? And I had to prep him because it's the most random song, right? But and it's like yeah. Anyway, I had to ask him where this drum was from, and I was making this idea, and the melodies and the sound, it was just too busy, bro. I just spent like 30 minutes just like I would mute one note and just like, no, it's still too busy, and just trying to get that balance of like it's the same feel, but it's space. Yeah. And it's just like a lot of like muting and unmuting and like making it busy to like simplify everything. And that's been like my process lately. It's just like I'll overdo stuff and then like go back and like, all right, how do I make this simple again? What's the and just like what's the great parts of this, and then what can go? And I feel like my beats, this last couple batch of beats has been great. Like I feel like I've been in like a bag, bro. Just thinking like that. So, something to study. So I said all that to say, I only try to use like a couple sounds at a time, like melodically, like the Dr. Dre method, like something on the high end, something in like that mid, and something in the low. You know what I'm saying? And then that's really it. But I just try to make each one of those count, like really, really count. And I feel like that's been a big difference.
Definitely. Sound selection is really important. Well, sound selection and frequency, but with sound selection often comes frequency. And that's a Dr. Dre method for sure.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
See, how about Lil Wayne on Masked Singer? He's a legend, but the man can't sing. I've never watched that show, bro.
I have. Let me tell you something. On that show, it's tough to watch. I'm gonna tell you why it's tough to watch. It's certain people, because my wife loves that show, so I watch it with her every now and again. It's certain people on there. You know who it is off the top. And the judges have to act like they don't know who it is when it's clear who it is. And so you have to sit and watch them guess the wrong person on purpose. Jamie Foxx? No, bro. It's not Jamie Foxx.
It's like,
it's weird.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, it's a Marion. I didn't know anybody else was pop locking for 15 minutes.
No, I think
I never would have thought.
I think like Busta Rhymes was on there or something.
Oh, okay. He got a
super
distinct voice.
Bow Wow was on there. Was it Bow Wow? I think it was Bow. Like, and first of all, it's a rapper, because a lot of rappers they only do rap songs. And they rap in their own voice. I'm like, bruh, this is terrible. But The Masked Singer made me think I was a psychic about a month ago, because my wife was watching it. They were about to unveil who it was. I hadn't seen the whole season at all. And I sat down and she was like, who do you think that is? And it was a dude in like a robot porcupine outfit. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't even hear the person say. I was like, man, it looked like some shit Tyrese would wear. So why was it Tyrese?
Tyrese.
She said, how did you know that? I was like, yo, I swear I didn't know. I just said Tyrese. Just out of the blue, like jokingly.
That's hilarious.
Slim, it was Tyrese. Didn't hear
Tyrese.
Yeah, the fact. Oh man, so
hilarious. Bro, every time somebody say Tyrese, that's what I get. Tyrese.
That's all. Yeah. But yeah, Nick Cannon does a great job.
I gotta flip that beat though.
That show.
My bad. Yeah. I just thought about it. I gotta flip that beat. That bloop, 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 bloop,
that do you know? Well, you remember that what you call it? Use that joint too, the Montel Jordan joint, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you know that whole thing is one sample? It's a loop.
Really?
What's the girl's at Claudia something? Anyway, the drums, like everything.
That's wild.
Is in that loop, bro. It's one of the best loops ever. And the guy who produced the Montel Jordan joint was my man's man in New York when I was like in school. So I would go to New York, and I remember we all went out and celebrated because he got that Montel Jordan placement. I don't even think I was old enough to drink, but man, we got drunk that night. Yeah,
turn it up.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's crazy. And then he played me the record because no one knew where the sample was from at the time. He was the first person to flip it, and it was
hard, bro.
The whole shit is one loop, bro. Yeah,
dang, bro.
Yeah,
just be man, no DJ. What up? He says Claudia Berry.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I knew he would know.
Shout out to be because he does this thing with the samples and like where they came from. And bro, I be hearing little stuff. I'd be like, oh, I gotta make a beat out of that. Bro, he done gave me about 4 alley-oops already, bro. Like he posts a sample, I'd be like, oh, I could use that.
Oh,
Thanks.
let me flip that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me flip it. Yeah, shout out to B, man. Let's see. Oracle, you're mates with Lil Wayne. Have you worked with him? I'm not friends with Lil Wayne, but I have done I've done two Lil Wayne joints. Actually, I produced 2 songs and Lil Wayne was on both of those songs. Neither one was his song. One was
The Chill, right?
Yeah, that was one. Well, the first one was Jody Breeze and Lil Wayne way back in the day. I produced that. And then the Gucci Man, Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne Cheer. Me and Polo produced that.
Yeah, Jody Breeze.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Jody Breeze, wherever you are.
Yo, we used to stay in the same apartments, dog. I used to see him all the time smoking a cigarette. And he'd just be over there talking shit.
Jody.
Chilling. Yeah, young Jody be out here talking shit, chilling.
Man,
good old Jody Breeze.
Nicholas said he was a guest judge. Oh, you're talking about Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Jamie Foxx was a guest judge on that show. They still guess that he's on the show every week. He's never going to be on the show. He was a guest judge on that. Speaking of guest judges on the Masked Singer, shout out to Niecy Nash. That's the homie. And also shout out to her wife, Jessica.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Homie. I forgot you cool with them.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
Now, you have a very, like, I feel like I know people, but you got pockets where it's like, that's an interesting group of people to know.
I do know some random people, bro.
Yeah, you got some. I mean, it makes sense. It's just like, I wouldn't have put you together with those people.
Me either.
Yeah.
It just so happened to happen, man. But yeah, man. So shout out to Niecy and man, shout out to Jessica. Yep, for sure. I remember you hit me like, yo, why are you at Tony Terry's house?
Yeah, that was a wild one. I was like, what is going on, bro?
I was like, yeah, it was a random house to be in. That was the day I moved into my house. And for some reason, I ended up at Tony Terry's house.
Yeah, that's random. Yeah, that's a random.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, bro, back in the day, I used to record at Chris Webber's house. His brother sings, bro. And he used to make, I don't want to call it cruise ship music, but like very like that kind of, and my homeboy was like the engineer, and we would go over there and like do all these sessions over there. And it was just like the most random thing. Like we over here making these like, I don't want to, the only way I can think of is like cruise ship, like adult Tom Joyner songs, like slide music.
Tom Joyner.
Yeah. And it's just like, bro, I'm over here looking at Chris Webber making damn adult new oldies slide songs. It's like, this is a weird time in my life, bro.
Oh man,
it's a weird time.
The Joyner slide, bro.
Hey man, I might have had some new oldies in my day trying to, hey man, to pay these bills, man. Sometimes you gotta make some music you ain't the proudest of.
Facts though. Facts.
Yeah, I done made, bro. I done had a couple. How many brown paper bags you done had that you were like, I don't want to put my name on it. Like you don't put the tag on it. You like, yeah, you keep my name on this one.
Oh
yeah, you got it. You got it, man. No tag.
Had quite a few, bro.
Now the tag takes away from the song,
Yeah. No. See, that's just messing up. See, the tag ain't even in key. You see, tag not even in key, man. I should just take my tag up out of there. Matter of fact, don't write me a check because that's a paper trail. Just give me the money in the bag.
It's cash.
Yeah. Leave my name off the credit.
Yeah, no, you got it. That's all the credit for you.
Facts.
Man. Let's see. If an artist describes the type of beat or sound they're looking for, should you cater to them or stick with your lane?
First and foremost, I say stick to your guns. However, don't be so rigid that you're not willing to experiment or meet the person halfway, barring any ridiculous requests. Because sometimes I know you've been in the studio with somebody and they just have an idea and you like, bruh, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, we're not gonna sample MC Hammer Pray. No, we're not gonna do that.
Yo, we gonna sample Full House theme song, right? Then when but then when it drop, we're gonna switch to Step by Step, right? And those are
ended off with Family Matters.
Yeah. And then the choo-choo, you know what I mean? Just put that in there.
Yeah, I had a homeboy that used to do that. He would hit me every day with the worst sample ideas, bro. And they were always like TV shows.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
Bro, I stay away from that.
Yo, that's that CSI sound. You need to put that in the beat.
Jum jum.
What's wrong with you, Slim?
It's
What's
like
wrong? Turn your TV off.
It's like where you get them horn hits from? No, that's just Law and Order.
In the heat of the night, I flipped it.
Bro, if you know it,
the Simpsons. I'm going to sample that note right there. Yeah.
Truncate that bad boy. Man.
Thanks. Boots Cat says, "Nah, I really stopped doing custom beats. I'm pushing my beats." Yeah, I understand. I understand that. Don't. I wouldn't compromise, but like I said, at the same time, don't be afraid to experiment. But you always want to have your DNA on it.
Yeah,
and I believe that is achievable. I've done things that are different genres, but you can listen to it and still tell I did it.
Exactly.
So I've done a stadium rock song before. You can still tell, like, nah, he did that one. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Damn, my dog said stadium rock.
Yes, indeed. You know the drum pattern.
Oh,
I've done one of those with the electric guitars and all of that.
Oh snap!
Yes, indeed.
Dang. I thought you at first. My mind went to Paramore, and I was like, "Hey, I want to hear that, bro."
No,
bro. Paramore. You listen to Paramore?
I don't, but apparently I do because you look excited,
bro. Paramore is the shit, bro. Paramore is gangster, dog.
I need to have a pen and pad when I do the show. I need to have stuff available.
You know how it's songs and it's like universally you could be out in a store and everybody's starting on their head.
Mm-hmm.
That's Paramore.
Oh, I'm on.
That's Paramore. Yeah,
love it.
Woodfire Records. What up? This is Paramore is my shit. Paramore is the shit. Paramore.
Woodfire Records.
Young Tom.
Yes, indeed. I had to think about that. I'm like, I know what that is. What up? All right, hold. Oh, we got 2 questions in here because I feel like we're going to have to wrap up a little early. Boots and Cats, you got all the questions. I love it.
Let's go. Bro. I like
it. Yeah. Damn, you already asked that one in the chat. Never mind. Sorry.
Quintino said we're gonna sample Reading Rainbow and the Barney solo.
There you go.
Bro, sometimes you're gonna get these artists that have the dumbest ideas and they want you to see it through. And then Oracle, I'm sure you've been through this where they get you to do all this stuff and then they end up like, no, I just like the original. Let's just stick with the original. It's like, no, I've done 50 reversions, bro. And now you want to go back to the beginning one. It's like, bro, I hate you.
Yeah, I'm ready to up the charges. I remember somebody was like, yo, I want you to flip a beat. This is back in the day when I was like, I couldn't say no to a lot of shit, right? And homie was like, yo, sample Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Now, keep in mind, though, first of all, that's a horrible song to sample. I've never liked that, even the original song. And Pras had already came out with another horrible song that was basically that whole song.
I hated that one.
And wait, the Pras song came out a year before homie asked me to do it.
Oh, God.
I said, bro, this is almost like still on the radio. But your money is green, and I will take it, sir. I will take it. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Back then, it was just hard to find people that actually paid. So I'm like, yeah, all right, bet.
Am I the only one to think it's certain songs that you just don't sample?
Yeah, like no, you're not the only one to think that.
Like you have to kill it. Like Return of the Mac is one of those songs. I don't want to hear. Every time I've heard it flipped, it's never great. It's like one of those songs you can't make better than what it is. Outstanding, Gabby. You can never make that song even close to what it is. Just leave it alone. I would never try it because there's no way that you could flip it. You know what I'm saying? To me. And
that's a horrible song to flip, actually.
yeah.
Another one is not not Beat It, but that's a horrible one. But I can't think. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. But I've heard somebody flip it. I'm like, why would you do that, bro?
Just be man says, why not sample Thriller?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my man to hit me from years ago and be like, bro, happy I found your number. You know what you need to sample? You guessed it. Thriller. Yeah, mix a little Purple Rain in there on the chorus. Woo!
You remember that TLC Take Me There Rugrats song? We about to flip. Get your 808s ready. We're about to flip.
I'm done. I saw a list of the best cartoon theme songs of the 90s. That was an interesting list. It brought me back. However, the list, I was with the list until I got to the last one, and I noticed they left out one very important cartoon. They didn't have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there. I like, you gotta have that, bro.
That's disrespectful because the ad-libs on that song is fire.
Yeah, that I was like, oh, this list is trash. Y'all had DuckTales and all that, but y'all ain't had no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was about to ask if they have Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
That
should be at the top, bro.
They didn't have that, and that was a dope song.
Go, bro. It's a Thundercat video about him talking about theme songs, right? Mm-hmm. And he brings up Chippendale, the theme song, bro. One of the most musical theme songs I've ever heard, bro. And I didn't realize it until he said it. He's like, bro, he's like the musician, the modulations and the key change. Bro, if you listen to it, it's some wild, like, OD musicianship in that joint, bro. It's
I gotta listen to it again.
Yeah, when you get a chance, listen to Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and they snapping on that joint, dog.
Yo, the background vocals are fire on there. Because all I can remember right now are the words and like the little in between background vocals of how they stack them. It's pretty fire, man. Pretty fire. By the way, last thing about the cartoon joints, one cartoon theme song in the 90s that tried to get a little too urban, didn't work. Darkwing Duck. It was terrible, bro. It was so bad, bro.
That's bad.
But with our conversation about if you take something that's really like well known to flip it, you know who's like the best at that, and I think you're gonna guess who it is. Who do you think I'm thinking about? Who's the best at like flipping like a common type of joint?
Kanye to me is the first person I thought of.
True, but I got somebody better.
Who is that?
Knots.
Oh, that don't even count. Because
if you go through his Instagram, you'll be like, wait, is that We Are the World? And it's whatever it is, he'll play it and you'll be like, but because it's not, I'm like, wait a minute. Always fire, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He'll take Happy Birthday and flip that joint, and it'll be incredible.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, though. Man. Yeah. Yeah, Kanye was the first person I thought of just because you think of Gold Digger. Right, that's like Otis. Like all these samples are like the most blatant. Like these samples, but he still does them in a way to where it's like, that's cool. Like it's wild that Otis was like it's such a great beat, and it's literally the simplest. It just chops. So like that's it. It's like no drums. Oh, yeah.
No, but it's also one of those beats too, where who produced it mattered way more than you. Because I'm pretty sure if I would have walked into somewhere and I would have played that beat, they'd have been like, no, sir. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think who was on it and who produced it had a whole bunch to do with it.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
All right.
Drake Mallard was that guy. Y'all know about it,
man. Let's not get into that. I can talk about them joints all day.
Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Pop. What y'all know about it, man?
Come on. Wait, somebody said that Gem theme song was fire. It actually was, bro. It actually was. Yeah, Gem and the Holograms. Yeah, fire theme song.
Dude, bro, so I don't watch TV like that. Do TV still have like theme songs for the specific show? Like, whereas like Jamie, like when you think of Moesha, dog, it's like Dark Child produced all of them joints, bro.
Yes.
And them joints is hard.
They do. TV
Okay.
does still kind of have theme songs a little bit, but they're not as good as they used to be. They're not as in depth as they used to be.
Yeah.
And shows come out now, if they premiere, like on their premiere episode, maybe the first week or so, they'll play the entire theme song, and then after that, they just like play such a condensed version of the theme song.
Okay.
It should be a sting, honestly. It'd be like so short, bro. Dun, and then the shit come on.
Yeah. Yo buddy says, what's one of the best SEO tactics?
Other than keywords? I mean,
really keyword research.
Yeah, keyword research. For sure.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time.
Okay, well, it may be a tactic, it may not be a tactic, but if you got your keywords and you got everything right, I think people sleep on the meta description of their product pages or their pages in general. You know what I mean? Like the right meta description goes a long way on Google search. And I know because I saw one of my joints on Google search while I was looking for something else. I was like, it's kind of dope. And it ranked at the top for whatever I was searching for. Also, if you write if you have a meta description, that's kind of cool. But then somewhere on the page, you have a better paragraph that would serve as a meta description. Google will use that paragraph instead of the meta description you wrote because it had better SEO.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That happened to me on my total bundle page. It didn't use the metadata I wrote. It just shows a paragraph in the joint. So yeah, metadata on your the metadata you use on your pages to help you with search, because most of the traffic from on my site comes from organic search on Google and Bing, and I attribute that to SEO and good meta descriptions. And shout out to Jennifer.
Thanks. Just B-Man says, wait, Dark Child did Moesha theme song? Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. He did Parker's. Moesha, was that Mike City? I feel like it might have been Mike City.
I never knew who did the Moesha theme song.
I want to say it's Mike City. Because I play a version of it, and it's wild to say I play a version of it in the club when I was DJing. But it's like a Moesha.
What club was this, bro?
The one where I could play all the artsy, cool remixes and stuff. And it's a Mike City Moesha mix. So I'm guessing Mike City did it. But
okay. Darkchild was out here killing on the joints.
Who
did the Eve theme song?
I can't remember. I can't even remember the song went. Rodney was going crazy with that harp. That boy did not put the harp down.
Harp monster.
Harpo.
Shout out to Rodney Jerkins, man.
He said, y'all remember those horn squeak samples they used in those Moesha records? Boy.
Oh, do I?
Boy.
Yeah, I was not a fan of any of the horn squeaks from the 90s in hip-hop or anything. Yeah. I was not a fan, bro. Yeah. I was not a fan.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Just B Man.
He said, ain't no TGIF, no Disney Afternoon or X-Men things. That X-Men different, bro.
Oh,
yeah, they snap.
That joint was on that list. That was on the list.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I forgot about that one too. I was like, oh, this is hard. This is hard. All right, man. So yeah, it's about to we about to have to wrap this one up.
Oh, okay.
A little early. So we got about a couple more minutes. If anyone has a last minute question, we could go ahead and get that in. Because my phone is blowing up.
Are you sad that T.I. is announcing his retirement album?
No, I'm happy for him. I think because if you look at T.I. over the last, I don't know, however many years, he's been more known for other things. And I think he's one of those people, you get older and you want to branch out, you want to be a commentator or analyst or, whatever, not necessarily play the sport anymore. And I think T.I.'s audacious vocabulary should be linked to more things now. So I'm not mad at him, man. I mean, go out. He's still in great shape. He can still do it, like lyrically, he's still the man. So yeah, just why not go ahead and retire, man? It seems to be the proper thing to do. Why can't rappers retire, man?
Yeah. I think it's like when a show ends and it's like, oh man, like I don't want the show to end, but then you also don't want it to be a bad season. You know what I'm saying? And then just like then it ends on a bad. That's even worse. Like a Game of
Jordan
Thrones.
on the Wizards.
Yeah, you don't want to get Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? You want to go out peacefully. So it's like, it's respectable. Bow out a little bit before,
Yo, another reason I'm not sad, because I've learned when rappers said they were going to retire, it used to make me sad. But then I've learned that doesn't mean you won't hear them rap again.
Oh yeah,
you'll still hear them rap a lot on other people's songs. And I think it's good for them because it takes the pressure off of them for having to come out with a new album. Yeah, like nah. And then people call them out. You just jump on somebody else's song, and that song, because you got the respect, is probably gonna be a respectable artist, and that song gonna shoot up on the charts, and you're still gonna end up on the charts without the pressure of having to made your own album.
Right.
So shout out to T.I., man. Get out there, man. Expeditiously.
We'll see. Booster Cat says, you think us as a community, we need to balance between social and political and conscious content and things that's digestible by a wider audience. Pop, EDM, and other genres have an advantage to making digestible music. Sometimes you don't help the cause by speaking on social political causes too much. Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, go ahead.
So in a nutshell, is he saying do you think it would be better not to speak on social and political issues? Is that what he's saying?
I'm not sure, because then it's okay. So it's parts like he's saying other genres have the advantage by making digestible music. That's where that confused me, because I feel like rap is
maybe because they don't talk about that type of stuff as much.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. If
that in fact is the case, no, I don't think so. Especially if we're talking about like hip hop. When he says us as a community, I assume he's talking about more of a hip hop community, and that is one of the bases of hip hop topics and concepts. Also, other genres, I won't call it having the luxury of making more digestible music or them necessarily staying away from social and political issues. I just think that it's less words. With rap, you're pretty much talking, so you can give a whole speech and you can convey a whole concept, and it can have a premise and a whole bunch of other things. So I think this is the art form where that type of stuff should come into play. Now, should everybody do it? No. And that's what makes hip hop beautiful. It's so many different compartments within hip hop. And one of those, I mean, you go back to Public Enemy or X-Clan or whoever back then, like that was the whole thing. That honestly, that was hip hop at one point. It was always like cultural and political and conceptual. So nah, man, I think it's always been a place for that in hip hop. There should always be a place for that in hip hop. And if you're that type of artist, you should do it because you have the luxury of being in a genre where you can use so many words to convey such a complex point and really get your point across. So I say keep going for those that are doing it, regardless of what side of whatever issue you're on.
Right.
Hey, freedom of speech. Hip hop got more speech than any other genre. You exercise your freedom.
Solo Face says, do you hate on rappers that end up selling shit? Ice-T, Snoop Dogg. I feel embarrassed for them.
I don't. Sometimes it is funny. It is. Shaq is not necessarily a rapper, even though he is, no disrespect to the big man. But like Shaq is like the prime endorsement guy, and yeah, Ice-T doing the insurance, and Snoop now has gotten into it doing everything. But you got to think of the people that you name. Not that they're old, not that they're washed up, but these are just other avenues of income for them. And the fact that they are the ones chosen for this means that they've had such a illustrious career that you got to think for Ice-T to sell insurance, he had to have a great career to be widely appealing enough for this insurance company to be like, yo, great spokesman. And I'm not mad at anybody getting more streams of income, especially like in the later years of their career or just branching out. To me, it's no different than Nas getting into crypto or whatever. It's just a whole nother bag. And sometimes you may not want to see your favorite rapper rap about Papa John's, your favorite rapper from back in the day. But hey, man, look, he getting at his bag.
Hey,
and I will say this: for so long, there was a lot of fake hip hop people and fake rap type stuff on commercials. I remember when I was a kid looking at Fred and Barney rap about Fruity Pebbles, and I used to be like, "Yo, why don't they just get a real rapper that people know about?" And that was like a million years ago. So now we have our hip hop heroes, even though they're not really rapping in commercials now, they're more or less being spokespeople. But it's just cool to see somebody that I looked up to from my childhood as part of my community and my culture. To see them, I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna buy Papa John's, sure, let Ice-T sell it to me,
And I don't want y'all to be mad when in 20 years, when I'm promoting the VR Fruity Loops 35, okay, and I'm in the commercial, I don't want to hear no hate, bro. Just know I'm getting the bag. I'm getting the bag, man. So just click the like, man. Just double tap that drink.
I like how in that instance you put yourself still selling a cool product, though.
Oh yeah,
because technically it'd probably be something like a Tempur-Pedic pillow.
Gold Bond.
Gold Bond.
No, the worst one, dog, is I think he's like a football player, and it's like a testosterone pill, and everybody knows this guy, and I have no idea who this guy is. Frank something. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It's a big black guy, man, and it's like everybody knows him randomly, like, oh man, and then somehow he gets on the subject like, and this pill helps me in the bed, and then
I've seen that,
bro, and I'm just like, what? But I mean, hey, my man's getting the check though, so I'm not mad at him. But
there he is. That's a bold check to take too.
Yeah,
that's like being the main actor in like the Valtrex commercial or something.
Ooh.
You're like, yo, it's a bag, bro. I had to go ahead and get the bag. But yeah, that is hilarious. My funniest one is Joe Namath selling like AARP stuff, because Joe Namath just sounds like the frustrated nice neighbor. Like his voice is kind of like, why won't they pick up the recycling on time? Why are these kids on my lawn? Like, shout out to Joe Namath, man.
So okay, the dude is named Frank Thomas. That's what it is. Frank Thomas. That's who it is. And then when you was just saying that on TikTok, it's this dude, and it'd be something that looks like bad, inappropriate. It looks like very sexual, and he'd be like, "Bring me that." Bring me that. That's what you said. Yeah, every time you do that voice, that's what I think about. It's like, I gotta send you that video. Bring me that.
Oh, yo, please do, bro.
Quintana said
reverse mortgage. Yes, Solo Face, you got it. Joe Namath selling the reverse mortgage for senior citizens.
Hey man,
amazing. You got to see that commercial.
Hey man, after I done sold, all these companies, man. If y'all see me out here doing a commercial for a vegan, burger or something, hey man, just know what's going down, man. I'm trying to feed the kid. You know what I mean?
There you go. Tris's gonna be out here selling Beyond Water. Yeah, I don't know what's in that, but yeah,
Beyond Water.
Hilarious.
More oxygen.
Wait, before everybody leaves, go look up Kodak Black acting white on YouTube. Thank me later.
Oh god.
And Fresh is on point. Okay. Alrighty then. Man, and on that slightly awkward note, Young Trizza, what you got going on theproducerkit.com?
Man, been trapping 6, man. Still going. One of the most successful kits, man. I think I know I was surprised. I'm pretty sure Oracle was surprised at the end of the month and we tallied up everything.
I was staggered.
That going crazy. The reviews is going super crazy. So been trapping 6, get the bonus ebook when you buy it. Still there. That's it, man. That's all I got going on. As soon as we get off the podcast, I'm finishing this beat that I was making right before the podcast started. I waited right until the maximum of time, and then Oracle came in the call, so I had to get off. But I'm going right back to that, finishing this idea, and I'm drinking a lot of tequila.
Hey, man. Hey, get it in, my brother. Well, soundoracle.net. First of all, before I get into what's popping on soundoracle.net, like I said in the beginning of the show, if anybody wants to volunteer for this task for soundoracle.net, it's pretty simple, and it's going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to get content that we would need, but it's also content that you could post on your page, and it will give you consistent content that you can post. And also it's the type of content that will grow a following as well. So for those, if you need to grow your following, you need some content to post, and you just want to know how to do it, it's essentially like we tell you how to do it, but you just share it with us. So anybody interested in volunteering for that task, DM me after the show, and the details are already written up. I'll just shoot you the details. And besides that, man, as Trizza said, Been Trapping 6, or BT6 as the cool kids call it, is one of the best, on the way to be the best-selling sample kit that we've ever done. Ever. Crazy. Like the highest selling, the most praised, all of that. I'm super proud of it. Go check it out. And also Realistic and I, we got some special coming up real soon too. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes, sir.
Man. So on that note, man, thank you all for coming, man.